Hi, everybody. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV, where we talk about all things reality TV shows and all things reality TV show stars. So, listen, you guys. Nandi and the Rev is back, season 2. We just got the first episode tonight, and I just watched it to catch up because I wasn't in the house when it premiered. Guys, I do think that it's going to be a good season. You all know that I like Nandi and the Rev, even though a lot of people will say that they don't like the show, but they still watch. I do like the show, you guys. I do hope that this season they are going to try and work on some of the toxic tendencies that we saw when it comes to Nandi and the Rev and their marriage. Because I think that the reason that a lot of people did not like the show and they were calling for the show to be cancelled was because of how the two of them communicated and some of the acts of V within their marriage. So I hope that this season they are able to work on that. Okay. Now you guys, the show looks good. Looks the visuals are better than the first season, which is ideal because you want the show to improve. And the diary session, Nandi looks, Nomfundisi naye, the kids, they have the cutest kids ever. Okay. Sometimes you wonder why those people got married because sometimes it feels like they don't like each other. But when you see their kids, you're like, maybe this is why they got married because they were able to make such beautiful kids together. Okay. Everybody is looking like 3 years older than they were last season. So I don't know how far apart the shooting of the show was, but the boys are looking so grown. Lisa is looking so grown. The little girl and the boy too. Like everybody is just looking like they are much bigger than they were last season. Even the baby that Nandi gave birth to last season is now looking so big. Remember that Nandi was pregnant most of the season last season, and then towards the end of the season, she gave birth on her own, unassisted. Everybody was shocked. Okay. She did that, you guys. So the baby is looking healthy and all of the kids are looking healthy, but they are having to deal with, I guess, the aftermath of them being evicted from that house that had been rented for them to shoot the show. And then Nandi was trying to convince us that they were being unfairly evicted from the house. And the kids are talking about how they have to answer questions at school from their schoolmates, from their friends, from even the teachers, because everybody wants to know what is happening at home. I'm sure some people are just asking because it's gossip, but I'm sure that there are people that are concerned. If one of the boys or one of the children were in my class and I was a teacher, I would probably be concerned and just be trying to figure out if I can help with anything. But you know, it's it's sad that the kids have to deal with um the consequences of their parents' decisions, because I do feel like they should have made other arrangements after the show was done. Shooting last season, they should have made other arrangements when it comes to the home situation. And I feel like it was unfair that the kids had to go through that. But I guess it's a life, okay? So they are talking about that. Uliza is looking so grown, and honestly, you guys, sometimes our firstborns, Mina, they make me sad because I feel like our firstborns don't have a chance to just pick kids, and I think that that's Lisa. Lisa is concerned about all her other siblings. Lisa is concerned about her parents. She's trying to fix her parents' marriage. She's trying to make sure that her brothers and sisters are okay. I just feel like it's a lot for somebody that should just be a teenager and just enjoying her own childhood. So I do feel like Lisa is not having any kind of childhood at this point. She has to worry about what everybody's gonna eat for lunch or for dinner. Sometimes she's helping with taking care of the baby. I feel like it's a lot for Lisa. And last season, Nandi made a comment to say that, if I can get the kids to raise each other and help each other, why not? Okay, so I think that she believes in that kind of parenting where she parents, but if she can get one of the kids to help with parenting the other kids, she would do it, which really contradicts what the conversation was with Lisa this episode, because Lisa gets to sit her parents down to say, listen, my brothers are complaining about you guys fighting a lot and how you are not able to communicate, and they also feel like they cannot communicate with you. So can we find a way that you guys can get some help with that? And Nandi mentions that, listen, you are just a child yourself that I am trying to parent, you know? So I feel like sometimes parents contradict themselves, because when it suits them, they would want you to grow up, but then when it suits them, they want you to be a child. Because when it comes to Lizzo taking care of her siblings, taking care of the house, cooking, and all of that, she has to be grown. She's grown enough to do that. But when she's sitting them down and saying, listen, I'm concerned about my brothers, this is what they are saying, they are not able to communicate to you. Now she is a child. Now she must shut up because she needs to be parented herself. So I don't know. I do feel like firstborns are sent conflicting messages from parents sometimes. There's a lot of expectation, but then when they take over, it's like, remember, you are also just a child, okay? So now, you guys, the update with Mfundisi, Rev says that after last season, his regret was that the whole situation of them being evicted from the house happened. One, two, it happened when he wasn't around, but he feels it was all God's plan, because after that things started working out. He realized that he can actually do freelancing when it comes to him pastoring in churches. So now he charges churches to come and preach. And yeah, that's what he's doing right now. And Unandi is focused on social media stuff. And he says that the first big check that they saw from her social media was the 30,000. So that's when they started feeling like, okay, no gapilega. Then they started to look for a place. That they've moved into a new home, which is a nice home. I do feel like it's a nice home, much better than last time, because last time you could see that these people have just moved into a house that they are very unfamiliar with, and it looked like the furniture did not really belong to them, so this season is different. They look comfortable. They look like they've been in that house for some time. It's possible, you guys, that again the house is rented for them to shoot the show again, but they are saying that it's not. They are saying that they rented the house. They made arrangements with the landlord, because when they were looking for the rental, the landlord was like, listen, I know you guys from social media. I know you had issues where you were kicked out of a place. So let's make some kind of an arrangement. So they had to make a special arrangement for the landlord to allow them into this place. I'm happy, you guys. If it is a space where they are at sort of in a permanent basis or long term, I'm happy about that, because the kids will get some stability, whether it's a rental or not a rental. A lot of people stay in rentals, so that is not an issue. The issue is the stability. If you don't know if at month end, for an example, you are going to still be staying in a place because you don't know if you'll be able to afford the rent, that is not a good situation for the kids to be in. If the kids don't know if tomorrow they are waking up at this place to go to school or another place to go to school, if they are able to go to school or not, which is some of the things that we saw last season, where the kids will not be sure how they are getting to school. And even the parents sometimes will be waking up not knowing if the kids are going to school and how the kids are getting to school. So I do feel like this season we might see a little bit of stability when it comes to the kids and the housing situation. However, it feels like Nandi and Rev's marriage is still toxic, and I think that is affecting the kids. Now, you guys, so the Rev is doing the freelancing. Nandi is focused on social media, and she also says that this season she just wants to focus on herself. She wants to fill in her cup, okay? And Umfundis was like, but where does that leave us? I don't know, you guys. I know a lot of people are for Umfundis when it comes to this show. Mina Umfundis, sometimes he just irritates me because I just feel like he doesn't take that place of leadership when it comes to this family. Like, if Nani says that, listen, I just want to take care of myself. What about me? What about us? Listen, what do you do for your wives? What do you do for the family? Even later on, you guys, because Lisa decides that they are going to make lunch because their mom went to church, and then after church went and had an outing with a friend. Okay, then the pastor had gone to do some freelance work. The kids decide that they are going to cook because it's around lunchtime and both of them are not back, and they realize that there's no food in the house. Okay, Lisa decides that she is going to call her father and said, Dad, we want to cook, but there's no food in the house. He is offended, like, why are they calling me? Why don't they call their mother? I'm like, because she is their mother and you are the father and you are the man of the house. Like he did not understand why I did not understand. So sometimes things like that just make me I'm not able to defend the Rev, because I'm like, why is it even a question of why the kids are calling you? Because they should call you. They should. They were not calling you home to come and cook, because maybe that would be different. Then that would be like you should be calling your mom. I don't know, depending on how the setup of the family is. But in terms of like there is no food in their house, they should be calling you. So I did not understand him complaining about the kids calling him when there is no food in the house. Okay. Listen, you guys, I do feel like it is difficult to respect a man that cannot provide, but also like that does not think that he should provide. So maybe their conflict is also caused by that, because Nandi just feels like Umfundis is not making enough efforts. I mean, when he had to talk about their income, he was talking more about Nandi's income than his, because the page that looks like it might be making money is Nandi's page. So I'm like, I Umfundis sometimes. Anyways, now they're at a home. They have they have lunch and whatever, and then Lisa sits down with them because she has come up with an idea where she feels like they should go away as a couple. It's like a couples retreats kind of a thing, so that they can learn some things, spend time together, learn some things when it comes to communicating. She says that she is hoping that her mom and dad will come back from the retreats having learned better ways of communicating. They were not impressed with her sitting them down. Even her trying to say to her, I was talking to my brothers, these are the issues that they've raised. I think that there are really those parents that say kids should be seen, not heard. We are Koga. What else do you want? Okay, what are you complaining about? And like the if you are going to talk about things like I can't communicate with you, I can't tell you anything, I don't like the fact that we are fighting, it's like, why are you inside phakathi endabeni zabantu abadala? I feel like they parent like that. So I feel bad for those kids because I do think that they have a lot to they've gone through a lot, so they should be given an opportunity to express how they feel in the situation. Just like Nandi can sit there and talk about how she felt last season when they were evicted from the house, just like the Rev can talk about being kicked out of a church and all of that, and how he feels now, what his plans are. I feel like the kids should also be given a platform where they can say how they feel when it comes to how they were affected by the eviction. Like they were saying that it was a very scary time for them, but it was hard because they had to answer. They were asked about it at school. They were asked by their friends and all of that. I think it would be fair to give the kids a platform where they are able to talk about it. But I don't think that Rev and Nandi are willing to give them that platform. So now, you guys, the conflicts between Nandi and Rev now is that Rev is doing freelance work, but he's not only preaching at Methodist churches. He is preaching at all kinds of churches, even the Bazalwane churches. So, and Unandi says that she does not like Abazalwane. There's something fake about Abazalwane. And she does not like Mfundisi to preach there. And I'm like, Nandi, it's a job. If he's making money, girl, like, just let the guy go and make some money. Okay, I would just let him. I'm like, listen, go preach at the taxi rank if they are going to pay you to preach at the taxi rank, but come back home with some money. That would be my attitude. if we've been kicked out of a place because we couldn't afford rent, that would be my attitude. Okay, just go and work wherever you need to preach. Okay, just even if you need to go preach by the pine tree, preach to the tree. And if the tree is paying you to preach, honey, preach. Okay, and take the money and come back home with the money. But Nadia is still selective as to what churches the pastor should be preaching to. I did not understand that, because I feel like at this point, preaching for the pastor is just a job. Okay, you can't be selective about which garden, if he's a gardener, which grasses he should be cutting. He should just cut any grass that, if he's going to be paid, let him cut the grass. Okay. Now, Nandi is still going to the Methodist church. That means that now, when it's a Sunday, they go to different churches, because the pastor has to go to a church where he's being paid to preach, and then Nandi is still going to the Methodist church. Nandi says that her attitude towards the church is different now, because she feels like most issues that she has are with certain people, certain individuals in the church. So she has decided that now, when she has an issue with an individual, she will deal with that individual in the church, instead of just saying she has a problem with the Methodist church. She will say she has a problem with a particular person, and then she will deal with that person. We all know, you guys, that recently the Nandi and Rev were in court because of a certain case that Nandi had to appear in court for. I think that they are going to show us on the show that is going to be part of their storyline, because we do see them fight about her having to hand herself over to the police or something like that. So we are going to be seeing that this season. The pastor does touch on the alcohol addiction. Remember, last season, he was drinking a lot. They have not said that he has stopped drinking, but he was preaching at church as if he has stopped drinking, that is something that he has overcome. So I would like to see if we are going to see the pastor drinking. Okay. Now, most of his preaching at church was about recovering from the addiction, alcohol addiction one, and mostly about marriage issues. Now, he says that he feels like he's the right person to preach on those things, because those are the things that he has recently gone through. So, people will be willing to hear from him when it comes to those issues, because they know that he has gone through those issues. Okay. Here's the thing, you guys. I'm that person that really struggles. If I know that the pastor is not treating his family well, if I look at the pastor's wife and she looks a little bit sad at church on a Sunday, I'm not able to listen to the pastor. I'm that person. You have to have your house in order to preach to me, honey. So if I know that if I know that you have a side chick here at church, honey, I don't hear anything that comes out of your mouth. I might be sitting in a bench at church, but I don't hear anything while you are preaching. I'm like that, okay? You have to have your things in order for me to listen to anything that is going to come from you as a pastor, because Sundays are very, very, I treasure, okay? They are very, very special. Sundays are very, very special. So if I'm going to wake up on a Sunday and go to church, honey, and you are preaching to me, you have to have your things in order. If you don't, I don't hear anything. It's like my ears just shut. They shut themselves, okay? So I don't know if I will be able to listen to anything that a pastor has to say about marriage, especially with his marriage still, the way that it is. And I guess with alcohol addiction, it depends if he has been able to overcome it. But if he's still in there, honey, I don't know if any of the alcohol addicts would be able to get any help from Mfundisi when he himself is struggling with alcohol. Anyways, you guys, I do like the show, but I don't want to see kids looking for food in the house and there's absolutely no food for them to eat. I don't want to see things like that. I don't know. I guess, I mean, it's a reality that sometimes there is no food in the house, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It just makes me sad because it makes me feel like I do wonder if this is like a thing that happens all the time. You understand? But this time when the kids raise it, um they have to make it right, make that situation right because they're shooting the show. If they were not shooting the show, what would happen with the kids being left in the house with no food, you know? So I was like, am I overreacting here or what? But I will hear from you guys in the comment section. But the situation, because even last season it did come out that sometimes the kids were complaining that sometimes there's no food in the house. So I don't like that situation, you guys. Where is that Gamba? There is also in another show, the McKennas, the kid Latoya's kids were complaining that they would be having money to buy alcohol, but no money to buy food. I don't like hearing that kids don't have food to eat. Okay, I don't know, it triggers me. But anyways, you guys, that's what's going on. Nandi also, it feels like Nandi is struggling to get friends to shoot with her. So like she goes out to lunch, she's waiting for this friend for a long time, and it did sound like the friend almost stood her up. So I do feel like it feels like she okay, number one, it doesn't feel like she has a lot of friends, but number two, I feel like people are reluctant to shoot with her. And I'm feeling like probably it's because they don't know what to expect, because nothing can be unpredictable. So maybe they have an issue where they are really struggling to bayasaba. They don't know what to expect if they're going to shoot with Nandi. But the friend ended up showing up. She says that they know each other from both being Mama Mfundisi, and they were very young Mama Mfundisis, but they were those Mama Mfundisis that would go to the club. They would go to the club. So the friend ended up showing up. I was glad that she showed up because I was like, why is this friend standing up? But she says she was coming from a funeral. And I did imagine, I'm like, oh, I would have said, girl, like, I want to help you to shoot this scene, but let's do it another day. Because most of the time when you come from a funeral, you don't want to be going out. You don't want to be going anywhere but home and taking off the black clothes. So, yeah, I'm glad that she showed up, but I would understand if she didn't and arrange for another day. So I guess, they had a schedule to follow in terms of shooting the show. Yeah, it was weird that they pushed for that scene that day when the friend is coming from the funeral. I even thought maybe they had plans with another friend and then that friend didn't show up and then they did this one that was coming from the funeral. So yeah, that was weird. But anyways, you guys, I'm always going to say this show is good and you must watch it. But if you don't watch it, don't worry about it because I'm going to come over here and tell you everything that happens on that show, honey. So there's no escaping it. You might as well watch it, okay? Anyway, thank you so much. Ngithanda kakhulu.